Well, hello everyone. Hello, howdy. That was 100 grand down the drain. Hello everyone and welcome back to another very awesome food YouTube video. As we all know, Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded is on the horizon and coming out very, very soon. Just a few short weeks away and everyone will have their hands on Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded, which is technically the first new Plants vs. Zombies game in a good little while. Now I know it is just a remaster, and even using the term remaster is stretching it a little bit, but it's the closest thing to a new Plants vs. Zombies game that we've gotten in quite some time. I want to keep talking in this video, but my hover go just is refusing to load in. There we go. And since there is technically a new Plants vs. Zombies game coming out soon, people are in the talks about Garden Warfare 3 once again. Now, people talking about Garden Warfare 3 probably happened a lot more when Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded was actually announced, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a Garden Warfare 3 video now. As the thumbnail of this video says, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3 will not happen. That is the cold and hard and direct to the point truth. If you are still believing that a Garden Warfare 3 will happen, I hate to be the one to bear the news to you, but it most likely will not. You may also notice that in the thumbnail of today's video, I added a little bit of an unless under the word no. The only possible way that a Garden Warfare 3 could ever theoretically happen is if Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded absolutely blows off of the charts. And even still, the possibility of them forming a brand new development team to continue a series that they have not actively updated for over half a decade, the chances are slim to none. However, I still see Garden Warfare 3 videos pop up on my YouTube page, and as much as I want to be a believer and believe in this game and series, the only thing that, like, even has a smidge chance of something happening is maybe a Town Hall rotation on Garden Warfare 2. Damn, what the fuck? They gave Agent P Rock P plus another Rock P's health. Oh my god. Also, my voice is like a little scratchy. I don't know why my throat's just been like not doing okay these last 2 days. I want to like stick to the facts, right? I'm gonna stop being a negative Nancy. We're gonna go over some stuff, and I want to like, I kind of just want to prove my point. The reason I don't think Garden Warfare 3 will happen, especially at its current state, I don't think Garden Warfare 2 is garnering... Damn. Right now, I don't think Garden Warfare 2 is garnering that much money. You know, whenever the game does go on sale, it does get like a little resurgence of players, and that happens every single time the game does go on sale. But also, that's not sustainable, right? Whenever you put a game on sale, you kind of expect it to get like a hike up in players, and then not all those players stick, of course. If all those players stuck, Garden Warfare 2 would be fucking mainstream at this point. And there are games that like don't get updates or don't get frequent updates that still have a lot of players. Like TF2 has more players than Garden Warfare 2 does, and TF2 still has a lot going on within its community, and that was the reason that like the hashtag update TF2 or whatever the trend was, save TF2, whatever. That's the reason that that trend did so well, is because there was actually stuff to back it up. Now, I've said this before, I don't think Garden Warfare 2 has never been in that state before. Garden Warfare 2 has been at a point of popularity where they could have updated the game, and honestly I think they could have just seen a return on their investment. Back in like 2023, 2024, early 2024, Garden Warfare 2 was booming. There was a bunch of new people making content on the game, bunch of new people getting introduced to the game or getting like re-brought back into this game. When you have a childhood game like Garden Warfare 2, for example, that audience grows up or a new game takes over. Like, I played Garden Warfare 2 on launch, don't get me wrong, but when Fortnite came around, I stopped playing this game entirely, and I didn't even think about it. Fortnite kind of took over the gaming sphere, and then after that point, it's just been battle royale after battle royale, and now we're kind of coming to a point where, you know, battle royales are starting to phase out and normal games are starting to like rise again. And after the whole battle royale craze fell off and Fortnite changed its identity like 80 times, those same kids that played Garden Warfare 2 on launch are no longer kids. So they come back to the game for like a nostalgia boost because they're like, huh, I used to play this game a lot when I was a kid, and it was actually really fun. And the best part about Garden Warfare 2 specifically is, even if you're not a kid, it's still a phenomenal game to play. Garden Warfare 2 is kind of like my forever game, where like if I had to play one game forever, Garden Warfare 2 would be a serious contender. Come on, Frozen Citron, come on. There's actually no way I lose this, right? Okay, there is a way that I lose this. His name was Hypnosis Bussin'. What does that even mean? I think Garden Warfare 2 right now, Garden Warfare 2 is in a very weird state. It's not in like a super rough state per se, but it's not thriving by any means at all. Bro, This guy is... Oh, I got fucking impeached. I think people forget that it was PopCap Vancouver that made this game, which that development team has been split up into a bunch of other EA products, which are milking them way more money. Garden Warfare 2 did start out as a passion project, which is why I think that the possibility of it coming back is not zero. Garden Warfare 2 and Garden Warfare 1, I don't think were very high budget games, just like to begin with. They were all small development teams just doing something that they actually wanted to do. And I think the fact that this game's roots still just stem from passion from making games and making fun and cool games is one of the reasons why I don't null out the fact that something could happen with the series in the future, but the likelihood of it is just not looking in our favor at all. No way! No way! Come on. Also, we did get the 24th rank plate. I know it's not really in tide with like the video today, but regardless, we did hit the 24th rank plate, so you know, parts are still moving. I've been trying to do at least one character a day. One character a day, and then I hop off the game. Because honestly, after I'm like halfway through that character, I'm already done. I'm already like, okay, I want the fuck off. The fire, damn it. It's so stupid. I can laser this guy, right? Peek out. Peek out. Did he die, or is he just not peeking out? Oh, he was hiding out. I get an assist after all that? Come the fuck on. Assist again? What do you mean assist? The shared vanquish. I put in my fair share of bullets. I like wanting Garden Warfare 3, and I don't want people to stop talking about it, because the more people talk about it, it's just generally, you know, the better. But ultimately, it is EA's choice. EA consciously chooses to not update or give any recognition to Garden Warfare at all. They even had EA community managers reach out to the higher-ups at EA. Remember that whole thing where it was like, oh, Garden Warfare is deciding if they want to actually do updates or not? What happened to that? We never got any conclusion on that, if I'm not mistaken. The information was passed up and being talked with higher-ups, but they just never gave a definitive answer. It was just kind of just like, fuck you. I've been in the Garden Warfare 2 community post the game being updated for a good while now, and even some before then, and I can tell you, don't count on this game getting updates again. Don't count on Garden Warfare 2 getting updates again, and also don't count on them making an entire new Garden Warfare game. Did you guys know Garden Warfare 2 almost didn't even happen? Garden Warfare 2 was supposed to simply just be an update for Garden Warfare 1, so this game itself barely even is actually a thing. So before we all jump to the conclusion that Garden Warfare 3 is coming next week, I'm pulling that date out of my ass just for comedic purposes. Before we all jump the gun on a Garden Warfare 3 happening, let's all remember that Garden Warfare 2 is barely even here to begin with. On top of barely here because this game wasn't even supposed to be made, it was supposed to be an update. Because if you play on PC, this game is just full and riddled with cheaters, so I think that we should honestly be focusing on the game that we already know that we like. Like, I already know that I like Garden Warfare 2, and I already know that I'm gonna play Garden Warfare 2. It's better to bank on them doing something more with this game, to be honest. And companies bringing back updates, I've said like everything in this video before, but I'm kind of just like bringing it all in one video. That is my opinion. Games that are old that bring back updates, it works. Let's take a look at Payday 2. Payday 2 did not get updates for a very long while, and then one day they announced that they're bringing updates back and bringing DLCs back to the game, and now that game is sitting at 30,000 concurrent players almost any day of the week. That is a lot of concurrent players, and also that means a lot of money that the Payday developers made, because that game has like $500 worth of DLCs. And guess what happened after they started updating Payday 2? They realized, damn, our game is popping off again, and then they went ahead and made a Payday 3. So that timeline of events is something that can happen, and is something that has literally happened. I watched it happen live with Payday 2. I've been playing Payday 2 since I got it on Xbox. I think I got Payday 2 free with Xbox Live Gold or something like that. And even at that point, I don't think the game was getting updates, but they brought updates back for the games, well, at least for the PC version and stuff. And the game did phenomenally enough for them to make a third Payday game. Now, the cycle of a third Payday game also meant that Payday 3 is just notoriously significantly worse than Payday 2 in almost every single way. I feel like we already got our bad entry into the series, to be honest. Is that like bad to say? I feel like BFN kind of took that spot already, and it can't really get worse than that. And even still, BFN is really not that bad. Like, all things considered, if we're gonna be like 100% dead ass and just look at it as, like, as a game. Like, memes aside, I don't think everyone actually hates BFN as much as they say. I was playing it like 2 days ago on the PlayStation account here, and I honestly, I was having a decent time. If you ask me why I was playing Party Rose right now, I wouldn't be able to give you an answer, but but I'm enjoying my time on Party Bros. And I just got a double Godify. But yeah, I do think that's where I'm going to call it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, then feel free to like and subscribe, all of that good stuff. We are on the road to 40,000 subscribers, so if you could subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Sayonara.